Guys, Asuelu and Kalani just shared some pretty confusing news, so everyone thought these two were getting divorced, but then things took a very shocking turn when they announced that they were going to move to California, and you guys are never going to believe what their relationship looks like now. So it seems that Asuelu and Kalani have finally moved out of their Utah home, and things didn't seem to be going well for them because up until recently it looked like they were going to get divorced. And I thought that maybe that's why Kalani was selling their place in Utah, but then they announced that they were both moving to California, and now it has everyone wondering if they might actually be, back together, since it seems like they might be moving together. And honestly, Kalani and Asuelu's relationship has always been pretty confusing. I mean, they first appeared on the 6th season of 90 Day Fiancé, and over the years they had more kids and bought a home and settled down, and everything just seemed to have happened too fast. And because of this, their relationship quickly became really rocky, and Kalani was having problems with Asuelu and complained about his lack of support for their family, and she even revealed that he wouldn't contribute to chores and other household activities. And meanwhile, Asuelu also thought that Kalani's behavior had become unbearable to deal with, and he felt that she'd changed a lot over the years, and shockingly, he even blocked her on Instagram at one point. And Asuelu even uploaded a cryptic post that hinted that he was single, and at this point I think they were on the verge of filing for a divorce, but then things got really weird because you guys, it looks like something might have changed between them. And according to multiple sources, they purchased their home in Utah around 2018, and Kalani, with the help of her father, decided to pay for the property, so she then put the 2,400 square foot house up for sale in May, and her initial asking price was $590,000, but it was later dropped to $500,000 after no one was very interested in buying it. And after finding it really hard to sell the property, Kalani posted on her Instagram practically begging for someone to buy her home in Utah so that she could move back to California. And she added that she missed the beach and going to Disneyland with her children. And after dropping the price, Kalani finally found a buyer, and she and Asuelu's home is now under contract. And she then revealed that she was ready to relocate with her children. And Asuelu also shared that he would be moving from Utah in just a few days. And that's when things kind of got weird, because while they were moving out, Kalani shared an Instagram story saying that she was in the process of packing, which was making her very emotional. And she then updated her followers that she'd finally, relocated to a beachfront property in California. And in one of the first photos since her relocation, Kalani was enjoying her new life on the beach with other luxurious properties in the background. And here's where it gets confusing, because shortly after this, Asuelu posted a short video where he appeared to be in a similar place to where she was, and it kind of seemed like Asuelu also moved pretty much the same location, probably to be close to his children. But here is the thing, we don't actually know if the kids were his main reason, because for all we know, he and Kalani might have even decided to give their relationship another go, and it's even possible that they relocated together and are currently living in the same house, which is pretty shocking. And they seemed so settled on getting divorced, but now a lot of people are convinced that they might actually be back together, and the whole situation is honestly pretty messy. But then again, it kind of makes sense if this whole thing actually improved their relationship, because I think that they really were unhappy with where they settled down, and maybe this caused some of their marital problems, because in one of her posts, Kalani expressed that she absolutely hated living in Utah and even compared it to the devil's tail, and life in Utah can sure get pretty slow, and maybe they both just kind of got into their heads. So, moving back to California might be a way for them to pick up the broken pieces of their relationship and finally get their life back on track. But again, I'm not sure if moving to California is going to fix all their problems. The relationship wasn't exactly perfect even before they moved to Utah. In fact, when they were on Happily Ever After, it was kind of surprising that they were still together. At the time, they were stepping up their financial game after Asuelu revealed that he started working as a rideshare driver, but that still wasn't enough, for their family to afford a home in California. And apart from all the financial problems they had, they both revealed that they were struggling with communication issues, and what made matters worse was the fact that they were even, living with Kalani's parents, and all this led them to believe that getting a house on their own would be the answer to saving their marriage, but that wasn't wasn't so easy because there was just nowhere for them to even think of getting a place in California, which is how they ended up in Utah in the first place, and they probably didn't completely love the idea of moving to Utah, but it still seemed promising, and even though, as we know, it didn't exactly work out for them, but like I said, the issue wasn't just their life in Utah. Another huge problem with Asuelu and Kalani was that they struggled with intimacy, and when Kalani tried to express her wants and needs to Asuelu about their intimacy, things just got worse for them, and they ended up having a huge fight, and things got so out of hand that Kalani went as far as, consulting a divorce lawyer to understand her options. But shortly after the argument, Asuelu got into a tragic car accident that nearly took his life, and this apparently opened both of their eyes, and they decided to get their act together and try to work on their marriage. And after Asuelu made a full recovery, they then took a getaway trip in the hopes of reconnecting with each other, but their honeymoon phase didn't last long before they started fighting again about having another baby. And at this point, it's just kind of shocking that Asuelu and Kalani still continue to be married, even if it might just be on paper. I mean, they clearly have a lot of work to do in their relationship, and it just doesn't seem to be getting any better. And I kind of just feel bad for their children, having to witness all their fights and issues. And I think that if they really want to give their relationship another chance, they might want to at least try couples counseling. I mean, either that, or it might honestly just be better, for them to end things on good terms to continue to co-parent. I mean, their relationship has been a mess for a while now, and it seems to have gone downhill somewhere around May of 2022 after Asuelu stopped posting Kalani on his Instagram feed, and when people became concerned about what happened to them, Asuelu just replied by saying that he didn't even know, and he added that, she didn't want to be in his Instagram lives or record TikTok videos with him anymore, and Asuelu said that Kalani had suddenly changed and refused to go out with him or do any activities, and even though he was providing for her and the kids, and communication remained one of the biggest issues that they had after Asuelu opened up about Kalani avoiding him every time he confronted her, and we then eventually got the news about how they were openly divorcing, and now I just have no idea what is going on with them, because it looked like they were over, but now with both of them moving to California around the same time, I just don't know. I mean, neither of them has actually filed for divorce, so I feel like it's possible that they might have reconciled, but, it's just kind of difficult to say, and because maybe this is all just about their kids, and they might actually file for divorce once they're fully settled in California. But what do you guys think? And do you think these two might be back together? And do you want them to be back together? Guys, let me know in the comments down below.